Jamaica has experienced a range of different types of sabotage, both internally and externally, and it has significantly hampered our progression. In fact, it has led to years of regression. However, Jamaica has been stabilizing and growing and developing, and it's forging a new path to advancing Jamaica and Jamaicans. And it is important that we take a stop to think, can Jamaica become a superpower again, like it used to be when it was considered the pearl of the Caribbean? Let's explore this conversation.
The Jam Fam family. Jam Fam, come hang with me. Yeah.
Hello, Wagwan. Pick up yourself, whether you're there yard or you're there abroad. Welcome back to another episode of Life with the Jam Fam. Can Jamaica truly become a superpower again? Let's dive into the conversation. Jamaica was the pearl of the Caribbean for centuries. When independence was finally achieved in 1962, Jamaica had its wealth drained from it by the plantation owners, the proprietors, and the monarchy. The structures handed over with many strain and no substantial means for them to be maintained. The leaders of the newly established nation was in a position of figuring out Jamaica's fate. This island superpower with ex-colonialized people was determined to forge ahead in spite of the many threats from inside and outside. By the mid-1970s, Jamaica was still a superpower in the Caribbean and surrounding areas. Its economy was still thriving and its currency stronger than the USD. This, along with Jamaica's alliance with Cuba, sparked deliberate external interference, government undermining, political sabotage, socio-economic brain draining, and pitting the population against each other. Unfortunately, these behaviors and their consequences are still happening today, both overtly and covertly, and Jamaicans have become the greatest proponents. It's a form of destruction from within. Everything that happens is supported by the narrative that Jamaica is corrupt, violent, poor, and underdeveloped, and certain socio-economic groups seeking a way of escaping. And with all the impact that these behaviors have on Jamaica, who actually profits? Let's just pause and think about that. Jamaicans were conditioned into believing that they could make a better life in the UK, the USA, and Canada without fully understanding what they are getting themselves into. And whilst many have made a difference for themselves, there are those who didn't really make as significant a difference as they thought that they would have. In that time period, the negative outlook about Jamaica was so endemic. It was systematically spread by Jamaicans who felt disadvantaged. Now, those who plant the seeds of the false narrative can rely on Jamaicans who bought into it to spread it without any incentives. At the same time, they are coming to Jamaica to invest, holiday, and reside. They are running to Jamaica to own some of what it has to offer. Meanwhile, many Jamaicans are rushing out in the hope of better, only to arrive in those lands of promised prosperity to realize that they were, for the greater part, deceived into the revised version of servitude, from fields in Jamaica to fields and factories in the UK, the USA, and Canada. It is important to note that if we hope to bring Jamaica into its true potential, Jamaicans need to start producing and solving their own problems, invest in their economy, setting up companies, running scalable business, upskilling themselves, and doing their own research. Whilst this may be happening on small scale, we need to expand it nationally, rapidly. Jamaicans hail from kings, princes, princesses, chiefs, warriors, noble artisans, herdmen, farmers, fishermen, owners, constructors, and these are only to name a few of the dignified fields that Jamaicans have their ancestry in. These skills are still coded into our DNA and screaming to be activated. It is our individual and collective responsibility to dismantle the idea of inferiority, dependency, and unhealthy entitlement, and begin to heal from those post-traumatic stress responses and relearn who we are, the power we carry, assess our capability, and start to unearth our abilities to pull together and build. Jamaicans taking joint accountability for law and order, infrastructure development and maintenance, social and cultural restoration, economic vibrancy and sustainability, and resurgence in unity and vitality is crucial and essential to our building out as a nation. Together, everyone achieves more. Together, we can dismantle the class structure divide, the ongoing political upheaval, the bureaucratic weapon of exclusion, the oppressive colonial legacies, and the lack of empathy that permeates space of power. For this to be realized, we need 1. Greater and genuine ethnic and socio-economic cooperation and collaboration. The second thing we need is more loyalty to our country in advancement and political party unity. The third thing we need to be looking at is reformation of education and reconditioning of our people. The fourth thing that we need to be thinking about is restructuring of incarceration. Fifthly, we need to build a producer society. Sixth, we need to open the possibility for Jamaicans in the diaspora to return by earmarking lands for their settlement. Number 7, we need to streamline services and their provisions to meet international standards and attract a variety of clientele. Jamaica has been laying in ruins for decades now, dormant and imploding. However, there are signs that she has the capacity and the capability to rise up again. It won't be just by their might. It needs a united front for it to be realized. Jamaicans need to return to their understanding of who they are and whose they are, making a conscious and collective decision to seeing their land healed and get onto the journey of productivity and excellence. Let us put down the immorality, put down the centers of idolatry. We also need to exercise humility, seek wisdom, and experience the healing of our nation that is needed so that we can start rebuilding a reformed Jamaica. What are some things needed for Jamaica to become a superpower again? What role do you believe that you play in realizing this growth? Let us know in the comment section below. We thank you so much for spending this time here with us, listening to some of the ideas that we showcase and also giving us your perspective in the comment section below. We want to thank you for all of the interactions that we experience from you and that we're working to make sure that we are commenting to as many of the comments that you've presented. We want to thank you for all of the perspectives that you've shared and want to just remind you that we're working to ensure that we are responding to as many of the comments that we receive, and we enjoy reading the different perspectives that you've shared. If you are in the diaspora, regardless of where around the world that you're from, we have a Moving to Jamaica series on here that could be beneficial to you regardless of where you're moving to, that you could watch to give you some insight in some of the things that you need to plan and consider when you're moving back. If you want more information, we also have some workbook guides that you can purchase and use those to help you to plan out your plan of return. Those are available for people who are relocating. So that's people who are free to move between countries and different countries without any form of restriction. And so they are relocating and can go back when they so choose. We have a booklet for that. And it also means that you're planning it out over a longer period of time. So that booklet is there for you if you so choose to access it and to be able to work through it to plan out your return. We also have the repatriation book. It's one in which people aren't as free to move between where they are and where they're going to, and so it's more like a one-way journey for them, and it's also something that they need to plan out in a quicker time frame. So if that's you, then it is worth you exploring that book and seeing how you can use it to help you to work out your plan of return to wherever your destination is, wherever you're heading. We appreciate you giving us insight and information about how you found it, if it's something that you've purchased. We've had some feedback so far that has established that it has been very useful for them in terms of their planning out of their return. Hopefully, if should you decide to acquire one, it will give you a similar sense of awareness and better help you to structure your plan of return based on some of the things that it provokes in your thought that you might not have been thinking about before. The details for them are in the description section below or in the pinned comments. Please take a look and see how it could be of value to you. And now my second project for the day is going to be to do my season blend, because I need to make sure that that is sorted. So this is what my makeup look like for those who haven't seen me do it before. I have some tomatoes, different onion, scallion. Those are peppers from my own tree. And this is some Mexican mint from my own tree. And I'm trying to catch time. Oh my gosh. Tried on so many occasions and it's proven so difficult to catch it, but I'm not going to give up. I just wanted to share this with you. This is how much it was in the supermarket, 148.92. So it's around about 75p for this, for four in the tray. And then I saw this one evening from one of the market vendors. They're selling up for the evening, and this bag with all of that in there was for 100. So on some days you can get some good prices in the market. However, the supermarket sometimes is still convenient because it's just a one-stop shop, and they're aware of that in their pricing too. I'm going to get myself blended up and then I'll show you my batch at the end. So I've finished and I have a little story to tell you right now with regards to this blend up situation. So that's what I got. Normally the bags I use are these ones, but they ran out, and I picked up another set thinking it was that size, but it turns out it wasn't. So this size, I think it's the 4x7, and then when I picked up the 3x7 by mistake, but it works out. So I get a little bit more bags than I would have if I had used this as a result. But here we go. We have about 9 bags of it, so we can have it to use. So I had a blender that I brought back, and the blender that I brought back with me was specifically for this blend because it was powerful and it would get the job done. So when I was doing my last batch last time, that blender had enough, and it had, because I've had it for a good while, and it packed in. And so of course I decided that I'm just going to buy myself an economical one out in the shops just so I could get that batch through, and maybe another batch or two before I can get myself a proper replacement. So of course I went to Quartz and I got this one. So it was just about something that I can do handy. It said 3-speed on the ad with the model number, but when I went, the box says 2-speed. Anyhow, bought it, got it home, went through most of the batch last that I had, and then guess what? Of course, it started smoking. So I had to pack it in and then finish off on my genie that I have, that I don't like to do this thing with because it's too much pressure on it. Anyways, man, this thing here, packed in. I took it out just now, pressed the button, and it went off just like that. Unbelievable. So of course I had to resort to my trusted genie to finish the job for me. And now I will need to make sure that I get myself a good solid one, because this one has packed in completely and totally, like 2 minutes after pressing it on, that was it. But my blend batch is done for now, so I'm just going to put that in the fridge to get them frozen, and then I will have a bag each time I need to use to have done. So what are some of the ways you go about making your kitchen life a lot easier and preserve some of the perishables that you use at home? So this is my seasoning, and I do so for some of my other food stuff that I use. What are some of the ways you preserve your things that you use, and how have you found those preservation methods working for you in this tropical climate? Tell us in the comments below. We would appreciate hearing from you so we can all learn from each other in this community. When may I do it with Fedor? So Eliona is shopping. We're going to go shopping over there because we have a few little things that we're picking up, and so Madame is here leading the way and leading the charge. So we're going to get some vegetable and fridge stuff, and then we're going to get just some lettuce.
This one?
No, we need something bigger than that. Fine, what about this one over here?
Yeah.
That one right here on the ledge, yeah.
This compared to the more clean.
Well, I prefer that one. So we're just going to get a few items and then we get going. Okay. You sure?
About the same price.
I think we should get that one. Or that one down there. I'll show you another one down there. This one.
The time saying the one when we just pick up the cleaner. That not clean from this compared to cleaner.
Yeah, but that one is just tiny.
But remember,
So what's wrong with this one?
I don't like how it look.
And what's wrong with this one? I think this is fine. Look. Yeah, I think this one is better. This is the one we're getting. Thank you very much. Okay. So she's getting juice. And then once we get that, we have a few more things on the list to get. It's just a simple little catch up on some of the stuff that we need to get. So we're just topping up. It's a top up shop. So I'm going to go get some rice because the one that Madame Eliona eats. So she's going to grab that. I think it's called jasmine rice or something like that. So we're going to see where it is and get one of them.
Which one?
If they have it.
Which one?
It will have to be them
This one or
ones.
this one?
It's those ones. You just want one?
Okay, no, I think my lunch. Remember 6 days of school left.
That's okay. So which one?
The last 6 days.
Oh guys, so this is, look at this size and how much it is.
This one has money.
So it's that and that's the
the
cost.
same size as this too.
So you can convert and see how much it is where you are from currently. I'll find another one. So this is a different type of rice, parboiled one, and that's the weight and then that's the price for it. So yeah,
Which one to pick up?
this is flour
Flour and depends.
and that's the
Which one
price.
to pick up?
Pick that one, this one, and then cornmeal for those of you who eat cornmeal. That's the weight, that's the price. One dega sitting there. Okay, what's that? Oh, so you're going to get it? We're trying our best to not interfere with people's privacy. So, which one you're getting?
The first one missing.
Okay, and then that's it. What
I
else?
want to get couple sachet of hot chocolate.
Okay.
To go with the rum and
Okay, then that's fine. So now she's going to get hot chocolate sachets. Why, you want the sachet of Milo sachet instead? Okay, that's fine. Hello, Uncle, how are you doing? Okay. Well, she's going to get the Milo sachet. Is it, I know, a powder? Okay, so you're just going to get some of them?
I'm never know some out there and everything.
Yeah, they put it in Milo.
What's the situation? How many to take?
Just, I would take 3.
You left one on my hand.
Well, let's just do 3.
It's a 3-in-1. So I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Actually serving.
I don't know.
Oh.
What does it mean?
It's just a 3-in-1. And it might go in how much I can get out of it.
Okay, so we just have to read. I think there are one door. You think it serves 3 people? I don't think
I
so.
don't know, but it's one I'm having it.
Okay. Well, that's about it. And so now we're going to head on to the checkout because that's everything sorted now. And we're going to go off.
The Jam Fam family. We're Irie, living the good life. We're royal, cruising through the West Indies, having fun, enjoying the good life. Jam Fam family, the Jam Fam family, yeah. Jam Fam, come hang with me. The Jam Fam family. We're Irie, living the good life. We're royal, cruising through the West Indies, having fun, enjoying the good life. Jam Fam family, the Jam Fam family, yeah. Jam Fam, come hang with me.
To you. We thank you so much for staying with us here on this another episode of Life with the Jam Fams. Bye for now, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one.